We're here at Jazz Live with Eldar Jangarov. He's here tonight with his trio. Welcome to Jazz Live.
Good to be back.
So it is great to have you back here in San Diego. I just have to say it's a personal pleasure to see you grow through your music, and I had the opportunity to interview you about 6 years ago on the New Jazz Thing, and it's great to see you back here and doing your stuff. Tell us a little bit about the band that you've brought into Jazz Live tonight.
I'm very happy to have a wonderful congregation on the stage. Armando Gola is playing the bass tonight, and Ludwig Afonso is playing drums. And I'm really excited to play this music right now that we're going to actually be playing, because some of it is, actually most of it is new tunes that we're going to be playing, and it's kind of a chance for us to test out and get a chemistry together for a new record that is going to be released in 2009.
Are these so the guys that you're playing with tonight are the ones that you're going to be recording with?
Yeah.
And so tell us a little bit then, maybe as a little preview of how this new music is maybe different from the stuff on that great Grammy-nominated 2007 release, Reimagination.
I think it just has to do a lot with a certain chemistry that has been established, a rapport with the band, and certain elements of the music are drawn upon certain things that I've done in the past, and many elements are brought in through the contribution of the musicians, and as I was saying, a certain amount of energy that exists on the stage between the musicians, and the frameworks are different, and that's one of the things that I was searching for more and more, is having the actual compositions be in a certain format that uses a certain language between the musicians. So the structure of the tunes became different, and I guess the search for that framework and what functions within that framework, within the music with us, is becoming more intrinsic to what we're doing. And so it's becoming more, I guess it's something that I've been looking forward to in a long time. So this is a very exciting period for me, musically.
It seemed like this last release, Reimagination, was a departure on several different levels. Almost all entirely original compositions on that disc. Some interesting changes in instrumentation, bringing in some different things, turntables, synthesizers, electronics, that way. Was that something that was that kind of part of what you're talking about, like a growth, or did you plan for that, or did that just happen for Reimagination?
Not necessarily for this, not necessarily that this particular thing that we're going to be doing is, in that way. There's a certain way of doing certain things, and the music that we're doing now is what I was talking about structurally and framework-wise is within the actual music. So the actual compositions and what we use as vehicles for improvisation, so to speak. So I guess it's something like I said, it builds on certain concepts.
Did you start that with Reimagination, or is this something that you've kind of been working on up till before that? Because it seems like there was a big difference in your work and more openness in this last release. Did you see that with that release?
Yeah, in certain ways, like I was saying. I mean, there's definitely a certain concept with this music and some of the new music that we want to do that draws upon that. But yet the openness that you're talking about, just structurally, is has certain different elements to it. So it's something that that is more spontaneous for me, and something that speaks more to me as far as being an updated version of what we were doing right now.
On Reimagination, those compositions were described in various ways as interpretations of life events. Can you tell us a little bit about that concept and how you were approaching those? Maybe not so much from a music sense, but from how you were translating an event, a life event, into some music. and it could even be that that is not a correct interpretation, although I've seen it in everything I've read, about reimagination.
In a certain, I mean, to make a statement of what the music was saying, and to directly interpret it as a life event, at times is difficult in a literal sense.
Right.
But I guess the events and certain places that I was found myself in at that point, I guess was something that was an influence. Not in a direct way, like here's the weather today was
right. Cars driving down the street
right,
in
no,
Paris.
It's just I guess you just connect a certain feeling, a certain place, with what you were doing at the time.
So you started playing at a very young age. Obviously, you're 21 now. I guess just recently.
Yeah.
And your parents, or your mother in particular, were very early influences and actual teachers for you. Can you tell us a little bit about how you started playing and how you were introduced to jazz specifically?
Yeah, my mother, I was very lucky to have a convenient source, if you will, of music. And my mom was, I guess if you could call her a typical Russian piano teacher, but she wasn't one of those that would slap your fingers and try to
back of the hand with a ruler.
Yeah, she was very kind and very understanding. She was very focused and very smart. So to me, I took her as an example of certain sensibilities that she taught me when I was young were some of the things that I kept within the vocabulary that I use today, because certain things that she, I guess if you want to say, installed into the playing, like a certain way of technique, a certain way of playing the piano, a certain way of touching the piano, a certain distance of sitting at the piano, just from the smallest things to teaching me from classical music at the time, was something that was very influential on me, because that was something that would shape a certain mentality and shape a certain physique.
And were you introduced? You mentioned classical music. Were you introduced to jazz through your parents, or was that a different route?
Actually, it was a similar route. My father actually was he had a doctorate in mechanical engineering, so he used to travel all over the Soviet Union, and he would pick up jazz records when he was younger. And at the time, jazz records were not legal, so he would get them from alternate sources. I can't imagine where he got them from, but I'm sure he found his way. So over the years, he built up a collection of jazz records in the house. So when I was born, he would play Oscar Peterson in the house, and Chick Corea in the house, all kinds of piano players, as far as I can remember. He loved piano. So because he actually played a little bit, he played a little bit, and it was something that he enjoyed doing, but it was kind of like his hobby,
right,
I guess, if you will. So that's why he had that collection. So to me, it was something that was part of the atmosphere, part of the overall. It was, I guess, it was kind of like a math or like science in school. Along the line of general education in my house. It was something that was not really designed for me to become a musician, I don't think so.
Well, then I wanted to ask that. Then was there any tension about you pursuing a career in jazz music as opposed to pursuing a career in classical music?
No, I don't think so. No. The thing is that both of those things, I mean, when you're young, you won't discriminate between the two to a certain degree, where you will make a fine defined line of this is different from this. So to you, at least to me, it was just music.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess something that I found more enjoyable to do from that age was a certain amount of freedom, a certain amount of search that can be part of jazz.
Mm-hmm. Are there you're continuing to move and expand on your background and on that classical background, and then a jazz improvisation background by as you said, doing some composition in new structures, adding some different kind of instrumentation. Have there been any feedback from your parents on, wow, that's interesting, that you're doing that, as opposed to staying the standard route, an old jazz route or a standard classical piano route? Has it been totally supportive and or not?
Supportive.
Mm-hmm.
Supportive. Absolutely. I mean, absolutely. My parents. I don't get a chance to see him as often,
really?
Anymore.
Yeah.
But it's as far as family concerned. My family is really small, so family was something that's always close to me.
Mm-hmm. So you came to the United States at age of 9, I believe. 10. So why did you come to the United States? Were there some other opportunities here for you that you couldn't have?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of things. It's music, certain opportunities within that realm, and a combination of those things is something that's inspiring.
Mm-hmm. So while you were here in San Diego, I wanted to bump up just a few years to when you came here to San Diego. What was the impetus for coming here to be in San Diego, and what are some of your kind of fondest memories of your time here in San Diego?
Well, I came here when I finished up high school here for just a couple of years, and San Diego was just a really great spot to be in. I have all the best memories. Actually, every time I come here, it feels so right. It
Mm-hmm.
feels good because my parents are here, and I have a very good memories. And so I think it's some of the best memories that I have in my life.
Really?
And I definitely, yeah.
So your parents still live here in San Diego?
Absolutely.
Oh, so that's quite a treat to come here and
exactly.
play in town here too.
Absolutely.
When you were here in San Diego, were you playing in particular with any people? Did you study here with any teachers here in San Diego?
I came here and I played around town with a few different people, and it was I heard a lot of people here. Right after that, I went to USC, and but I'm not going to USC anymore. I stayed there for a year and a half, and after that, I live in New York now.
Mm-hmm. So you're working on some new music, and it's unbelievable that we get to hear some of that new stuff here tonight at Jazz Live. Any other big projects or things that you're looking forward to in the future? Big events or things that are happening in your life?
Well, right now we're going to spend a little bit, a few weeks on the road. This past couple months we've been on the road, traveling, playing a lot, which has been pretty good. I felt good about it musically, and just to kind of check out different spots, and we just came back from Japan, and we played 3 days at the Blue Note there in Tokyo, and that was a very good experience. The people are so attentive, they have a very different mindset, you know, and it's almost like it's hard to describe. It's an inexplicable thing, but it's a certain amount of focus that the music becomes interactive, you know, with the audience, not just on the bandstand, that you can feel that a very intense feeling from them. So, and that was a good experience. And now we're gonna go to Ohio. We're gonna go to Cleveland and Dayton, and we're gonna go to Kansas City.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you, and best of luck in everything you've got going forward. Is there a place where folks can find out more information about you and get connected?
Yeah, absolutely. They can go to MySpace /Eldar87, and from there they can go to the website and stuff like that. So
excellent. Well, thanks for coming to Jazz Live, and best of luck going forward.
Well, thanks to Jazz 88 for having me.